Hey everyone, this is Jebro and this is a new build from my engineer class, and basically it's not bad. I'm having a lot of fun with it. The main trait in this build is Synaptic Overload, so as you can see, gain quickness when you knock back or launch a foe. So this is, I guess, a tiny little bit, not massively, not everything, a little bit of CC and knockback will help you a lot, because quickness is very important. It gets you a lot of abilities, but it was also orientated around Juggernaut and also Fire Forged Trigger. So we're going to go through these traits and also the sigils and whatnot. I'm going to go through sigils and stuff first because that's kind of important. So going with the rifle. We've got Sigil of Battle to maintain some more might stacking, which is quite important, and also Sigil of Doom to add some extra poison. Now, Sigil of Doom is optional. You could use something else, maybe for bleeding and whatnot. Actually, to be honest, because we do have, of course, poison on the elixir gun, so that is really up to you. You can do anything, but I like to maintain poison ticks. It's just more dot damage, but you can, use something else. I mean, something like chill would be quite nice, actually, to be honest, because you don't have it, so that would be quite good. Going with Celestial Amulet, which is all around goodness, healing, of course, condition damage being probably the best there, and also precision being the most vital. It's just good to have Celestial in this build. It's more survivable, basically. Rune of Holbrook, still good for the might duration, and also that minus 20% condition duration applied to you against Necros. This rune is really nice, actually, to be honest, and because I've got not as much survivability in this build as you would do with the normal meta, but you have rune knockbacks and CC, that rune is quite nice and quite important. So let's go over to the traits. Trait wise, okay, so we've gone 64022. So having a look at all the minor traits, here we go. So standard, create bomb when you dodge, increases vulnerability, la la la. Accelerant pack turrets. Now we do have 2 turrets, and we have some turrets from the supply crate as well. Now this is being used a lot in the meta build as well at the moment, just even for the healing turret, because if you need to use your healing turret, chances are you're kind of screwed, or you're kind of getting trained down and you need to remove some conditions. So some CC and healing is really nice. If you can blast it and whatnot as well, that's also very useful. You could use shield and pistol in this build, but I do prefer rifle because it has that extra, I don't know, the extra range, so it's quite nice. I don't have to be always quite close in. Proximity mines, standard, we know about that. Incendiary power, so to get more burning, critical hits inflict burning. Whether or not you want to use it in conjunction with flamethrower is up to you. You could use there's quite a few, to be honest. I mean, obviously not that one. You could use the gaining might when you use a heal skill, because the heals come out quite quickly. Exploiting weakness or whatever as well. So, I mean, it's really up to you, to be honest, but I do keep incendiary powder because I like to keep permanent burning on my target. Explosions cause vulnerability. It doesn't matter. Synaptic Overload. So, gain quickness when you knock back or launch a foe. So this is knockbacks from, which in this build would be overcharged shots, also the number 3 on the air blast on the flame thrower. Of course, they've changed it to a little wind up animation now, so it's a little bit more obvious. Still not that obvious if you're in a sewer, if you ask me. Obviously, you've got the 2 knockbacks from the thumper turret, and because you have the accelerant packed turrets, you do knock back foes, so you will get some quickness out of that. You should do. Doesn't happen all the time, to be honest. Whether or not it's a bug that it should happen or should not happen, I'm not too sure, but the cooldown on that is only 20 seconds, so sometimes it's not as, I think it's a tiny bit bugged, but I'm not 100% sure. So sometimes if it doesn't pop up, it might be a bug. I'm not too sure, but we'll have to see. So as you can see at the moment, I am gaining might stacks while I'm using my flamethrower. It will stay at 7 stacks. It will not go above that normally when there you go, it's showing you. It's just refreshed to 7 stacks. So you want to be in your flamethrower as much as possible. Even if you're just switching to gain speed, go back into your flamethrower, because you will always be able to maintain 7 stacks of might. Now combining that with the Holbrook rune, and then also the might stacking you can do with the flamethrower even itself, because they did buff Destinate Flame Blast to a blast, which is actually a blast now. You can get a nice amount of might stacking, because if you can use also your rumble that is also a blast there. You can also use the thumper turret explosions when you destroy that. You can also use the actual thumper turret blast itself, because like it says down there, the thump is a blast, and that's 2. Elixir gun 4 you can use as well, so you can retreat, so that is a blast as well. You know, you've got so many blasts. It's amazing. I mean, destroy that turret. You can then use the supply crate. I've been at 25 stacks of might for at least half a game sometimes, and the damage is immense. And the damage from the flame blast as well, the detonate, is insane. They buffed that damage. It's good. Flamethrower is a nice weapon now for engineer. Not many people use it, and I do not know why. Well, I know why, survivability purposes, but hey ho. So as we go into the next trait line, which is firearms. First one, critical hits have a chance to cause bleeding. So we are causing bleeding as well on crit hits. So you probably don't want to get a bleed sigil, to be honest. Fireforge trigger reduces recharge on fire, flamethrower, and elixir gun. Elixir gun is another reason why I've got this, because this is our survivability, and also it does give you another blast, gives you some more poison, and of course it gives you swiftness. Not massively needing that. It does give the cripple, of course, but the weakness is very good as well, and it can keep up some bleeds, which is sexy as. That's important to heal as well, and also you can gain some retaliation. Now when I come up against Necros, this combination is really nice, and I still have trouble against Necros, but I'm winning about 50% of my fights now against them. They're really the only class I have massive issues with. That and Ellie's actually, but maybe you'll see some footage of that in gameplay, which I will include. Okay, next minor trait. Target of the week. Critical hit chance is increased against foes that are below the health threshold. Some more damage comes in when that happens, obviously. Juggernaut is very good. So you gain toughness while wielding a flamethrower. In addition, gain might at regular intervals. As we said before, let's see how long it takes to get to 7 stacks of might while we leave it up. Obviously, when you switch into it, it doesn't stack might. It stacks might after about like 5 seconds or something. But we're already at 3 stacks as we're talking. You know, it's pretty good. And it refreshes it, so you've always got those 7 stacks. So make sure you're doing some kind of rotation which involves your flamethrower, or just switching into it then switching back out. It does give you toughness as well, which is really good. So 200 free toughness stack is very good. And as you can see there in the extra from the might, you do gain extra 35 power and then extra 35 condition damage. Now with 25 stacks, that is quite a lot. If you want to do the maths, you can do it, but I'm not going to do it on the spot. I could do it. No. Let's not do that. I'll embarrass myself. Inventions, nothing. So survivability in there. No, not much survivability in alchemy. I've got speedy kits because, you know, I need some speed, and I still really like these having these extra boons here. So, and still, you know, I mean, the elixir B is quite nice when you hit 75%. The extra, you know, the retaliation. Fury, some extra might as well, so it's not too bad. And then adrenaline pump, so used to toolbox skills, partially restores endurance, which is no biggie really, since we got speedy kits anyway. So yes, basically that's the traits, everyone. This build is fun. This build is awesome. I will link some footage of this build. There's 2 videos where I've kind of, you know, done some awesome clutch plays, and I've saved the day, but it's mainly because of the quickness. Now, I can show you some stacks, some ways to stack might, which are really, really, really simple. The main one I use is always, of course, because it's our own Firefield, napalm. So napalm lasts for a while. It's really good, basically. Let's see if we can do this. So flame, then number 2. On the flamethrower, didn't actually work. I failed. I actually interrupted it myself. Using the heal, blasting that, then blasting my rumble. Got how many stacks? I got 14 there, so that was 7 on top of the flamethrower. Now that's not really as good as what I would normally get, to be honest. So we're gonna have a look again at that in a moment when I've got the cooldowns back off. So we'll have a look again, also with the heal. And what I'd normally do, I mean, using the instance is pretty good. I mean, I'd use the elixir gun one last, because obviously that distances you away from your fire field. So normally you use the instance, things like napalm, then the rumble, and then the flame blast, the detonate, sorry, to get that blast. And probably using my healing turret. Now, sometimes I will use stuff that just to gain might, because I know I'm going to be okay for a while, and I know the cooldown will be off. So it's not too bad. So let's have another bash with this. Just double check that. You can put the turret down as well, to be honest, because that will actually work quite well. Okay, there's no enemies here, so obviously that's not going to work. For some reason that doesn't work, but you know, just stacking that. So not too bad again, 18 stacks there. So we just got 11 stacks out of that tiny little max stacking rotation, and then we've already got like most of our cooldowns back. We're just missing the napalm, so you can just, you know, pop that down again. And there's my heal. There's that. It's not going to work unless there's an enemy there, of course. Put my supply crate down. Oh, let's see. Ah, not too bad, not too bad. Got about we got about 7 or 8 stacks there. But you know, you can keep going with this rotation and stay in your flamethrower. Then you will always at least be at 7 stacks of might. But let it refresh if you want to do another cooldown. So you can see. It's sexy. I love it. Again, getting up to about 18. Now, if your rotation's a bit better than mine and you're actually using them properly, you can probably maintain 25 quite easily. If you've got enemies, it's a lot easier to maintain your stacks, of course, because you need them so you can actually get your abilities off. Let's actually see if we can go against this golem, see if we can get some better stacking up. Gotta just wait a moment. So, what's good as well is Blunderbuss, when you're up close range and you've got 25 stacks of might, does like 3k damage, which is just absolutely immense. Survivability wise, of course, you've got your heal from the pardon me, number 5 on the elixir gun. Obviously you can use your retreat from the, sorry, not retreat, but the acid bomb from the elixir gun as well. And you do have your turrets and knockbacks and stuff, so use your knockbacks defensively as well as offensively, because that's very important as part of the survival. So let's put that down. Get the blast off there. There we go, another blast. So there we go. We've got 19, 20 stacks there. And look at the damage that was just done just by stacking that might rotation. I did so much damage there. I didn't even have a look. I'll have to have a look again as I go through it. But it's pretty nice. I mean, other conditions that you can apply, of course, number 3 on the elixir gun gives you some poison, and I actually just by switching that, I got like so many conditions, and the auto attack from that is good as well. I mean, the damage from this is nice. I mean, just be careful again, just when you see yourself getting to 7 stacks, try and switch back into the flamethrower if you can, because it's very useful to do that. In terms of other survivability, really, it's all about your knockbacks. One thing that is very good, a nice combination, which I can show you up here, is when you want to get quickness stop. Now, quickness is really good. If you're in a team fight and there's someone to stomp, get a knockback on the team, anyone on their team, and you will gain that quickness to get yourself a stomp, which is very, very good and it's clutch as, because some of the cast times for some people's abilities will actually give them not enough time to knock you back or just pull you down before your actual the end of your stomp. So it's actually pretty good. And let's see if we can do this. So normally I'd go into a rifle, knock them back. Might miss this actually because of the stairs. Yeah, I actually missed that completely, but you get what I mean. And actually, because I used that thumper turret, I didn't get the quickness because it's a 20-second cooldown. So that was my mistake there. So don't do that. Just be aware of your cooldowns, and remember that 20 seconds is the cooldown for that quickness trait, of course. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to use your thumper turret at the end of a fight, because you will waste your quickness stomp. Unless you time it so well that you're going to do the damage, and that quickness, that's going to knock them back when they're down. So you could actually use it when they're down. But yeah, we'll see again. Let's have a look. Not much might stacks now at the moment. This isn't the rotation I would normally do. I'm just screwing around really. You can see the amount of damage. I'm up full HP here. It's all good. Okay, so what I do here is go there. Didn't gain quickness there either, actually, unfortunately. But you get the idea. I think I just did a knockback. It should be coming up. It's quite interesting. See, it is slightly bugged sometimes. Unfortunately, I am not doing a massive job at showing this off. But hey ho. Remember, flamethrower. Go into flamethrower to keep your might stacks up. That's really important. It should work on down bodies. It has been working in TeamQ and solo queue. Whether or not it's something to do with the actual NPCs here, I'm not massively sure. So remember, keeping your stacks. That's 20 seconds now because I knocked back. You see that quickness came up there, so that's the test. It is working on these mobs. Let's just keep running around here to show you survival. So we've got stun break there from the rumble, so you can get netted, of course, by an engineer and all good. Nothing really doing much damage to us at all. He's killing himself. I've not really got any. Here we go. Knock back. Am I gonna get it? Ah, because he chilled me. I didn't get it, but you know what I mean. You can get the actual. You can get the knockback. You get the quickness. You get onto their corpse and you down them. And it's very, very tough to do sometimes because, you know, it's quite quick that it happens. You know, so it's not always guaranteed. But if you can use your thumper turret in coordination with a down, or with actually, like, you could down the body and then you could use the thumper turret rather than knocking back. So hopefully that works. Let's see what happens. Let's do it now. Try and kill this guy as soon as possible. Show you blast damage on that. Cheeky. Of course you can use your stun break. Now I should be able to knock him into there. Oh, there you go, see it there. But obviously missed it again because I got knocked back. But you see the point. I've explained it enough now. Of course, you just did see me blast my heal as well with 2 turrets, so that's even more healing. Now, you get the gist. I know it was kind of long-winded, and I failed nearly every time because it's kind of tough to do, and I'm still not the most amazing player in the world, but I have done it in kind of clutch situations. But if you can use it at low HP on them, and you can coordinate knockback on their death, then you can get that quickness stomp. Or if you do a knockback on someone else, i.e. with the flamethrower, because if you use the flamethrower when they're down, you're not knocking them back, so you do not get quickness. Just make sure of that. You do not get quickness when you use the flamethrower free on a downed corpse. That is not what happens. If you use it on someone else, you still get quickness because it's just yourself. And it really does give you some nice plays. I will link the video that I'm talking about in the comments below. So basically, guys, this is a fun build as anything. I mean, I just urge you to try it just for the hell of it. When you start playing it, you'll see what I mean. Sorry I failed on some of that stuff. I do record these live, and I put them out because I don't have the time to edit them, unfortunately. So I would edit my mistakes, but I'm not going to. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. Enjoy this build because I am really enjoying it. I haven't changed build for a while now. I do use 2-kit meta as well, but this is fun as anything. Thank you very much, and see you soon.